Did you know one of the most sought after skill sets to be on your resume in 2025 is storytelling? And some of you are thinking, really? I thought it was something else. Starts with an A, ends with an I. Not that? Well, that's on there too. But people are surprised to hear that storytelling is such a commodity, such a sought after skill set today. Why is that? What has happened in the story world that now businesses are that interested in that skill set? Because I thought it was just for children's books and movies. How does it fit into this conference? It comes back to this event. Neuroscience found that we are wired for story. It's down to this point where we go, you know what? We think in story. It's hardwired in our brain. It's how we make strategic sense of the otherwise overwhelming world around us. So how does that play out in our organizations today? How do we make use of this, that we're wired for story? Well, essentially what's happening right now is people realize, okay, I kind of get it. I've kind of heard that I need to tell people a story. And we use it as a communication strategy. In other words, I'll do the work. I don't want to have to think about stories. And then at some point, I have to tell someone what I've done. So I'll work with John or someone. They'll help me put it into a story. That's the direction of the path of how we do that now. And that's the focus. So it could be past work that you've done. It could be some work about the future, so you want to put it in a story for investors. But that's the focus. That's kind of where things are at right now in the business world. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Let's say that an entrepreneur approaches me and says, John, help me. I have a journey. I've built this product in a company. I'm supposed to communicate it in a story. How would I do that? And I would go, oh, got it. I've got a bunch of questions. I'm going to start with just a few, and we'll go from there. First one is, what were you doing before you launched your first venture? And they'll tell me. I might be recording it. Okay, good answer. And then I'll ask, how did you initially identify the need or opportunity? And they'll say, okay. They'll walk through that. Then I'll ask another question. I'll say, what key insights were discovered from your competition analysis? Oh, good question. And they answer that. And then I'll ask them, did your winning idea emerge at first, or were there iterations? And they'll give me some answers around that. And then I'll ask, was there ever a point where you felt like giving up? And if so, what kept you going? And then I'll ask, what key data or testimonials indicated version 1 was done? And after we get that answer, I'll say, okay, now in production, what operational metrics do you watch? And we put that together, and in today's world, I easily just pull that into a prompt with ChatGPT, give me a summary based on these paragraphs, and we have a wonderful story already that fast. I'll have additional questions based on this, but that quickly, that's how this would come together. But I usually get this question. They'll say, wait a minute, what is this? They'll call it a cheat sheet. What is this cheat sheet you're using? How did you know these questions? And to ask them, and what is a circle? I love it when people are curious and start asking questions about it. And of course, we've all learned that when you're talking to someone who's not in your field, you try to communicate in their language, how they would understand it. So I might say, well, picture a spreadsheet. And there's this row of empty cells you have to fill in. And above that is a header row. It tells you what needs to go in it. And instantly, we're connected. We're communicating. They get it. That's basically, there must be some type of a template. And that works for about 5 seconds. And they go, yeah, but this is a circle.